They seem to be jumping from a couple of different spots on the bridge. Not any place on the bridge, but there's a couple of them that the dogs seem to jump from. What do they call them? Parapets? The rest of the bridge is pretty safe.
You know why? Because the minks come up there and they piss all over those things.
Maybe. They have to climb quite a ways.
It's okay. They got nothing to do all night. They're nocturnal. They're like, okay, who's going to climb up there and piss on the parapet?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mondo Freako!
So we're in Scotland.
We are in Scotland. I did some research on exactly how you pronounce Overtoun. Because last time
We said Overton.
we said Overton out of the gate and we started thinking maybe it's Overtown.
Right, yeah.
If you go out on the interwebs, like my assistants and I do, it's said different ways, but I listened to a couple of locals say it, and it's Overtoun.
Oh, it's just Overton.
Overtoun, yeah. So we were right out of the gate. So yeah, Overtoun Bridge. And I was trying to decide, do we call this episode Overtoun Bridge? Or do we call it, as it appeared out of the randomizer last episode, Overtoun Bridge Dogs? Because it's very dog-centric, and most of what I plan to talk about today is dog-related.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not going to talk anything about the construction of the bridge and the keystone and the fact that it's an arched bridge and it's held together by the force of gravity?
No, everyone knows that.
You think?
No.
I don't think so. I was in Las Vegas this last week, and I can tell you right now that I could have asked every person I passed, and none of them would have known any of that.
Fair enough. I don't know it either. There's a hole in my research. My bridge researcher was on personal time off this last week.
Sounds like an 80s song. There's a hole in my research. I don't know the facts about that.
Oh, that's good. Toto or Chicago, maybe.
It's actually White Lion, I think. It's called A Hole in My Heart, and I just put a hole in my research there.
Oh, so you're plagiarizing.
I'm ripping off White Lion, yeah.
That's probably a B+. The song Bob's Recalling is Wholehearted by the band Extreme. It was released in 1991 and peaked at number 4 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 chart. The actual lyrics were, "There's a hole in my heart that can only be filled by you."
So we're talking about the Overtoun Bridge, and we're talking about some dogs associated with that bridge.
Now, where is Overton exactly? Did you find that out? I don't really think I know.
Well, let's move into the field guide entry for the episode, and we'll start there with our knowledge gathering. Does that sound like a good idea?
Sure.
Despite Rob's implied promise that we'd find out where Overton was, he never delivered. So to not leave you hanging, here's the deal. Overtoun Bridge is located near Dumbarton in West Dunbartonshire, which is in the western central lowlands region of Scotland. It's situated about 20 miles northwest of Glasgow.
All right. Okay, what does Overtoun start with? Overtoun Bridge. Here you go.
In West Dunbartonshire, Scotland, a peculiar mystery surrounds a century-old stone bridge. Overtoun Bridge was constructed in 1895 as an extension of the driveway to Overtoun House, a historic mansion on the 2,000-acre Overtoun estate. As unbelievable as it seems, over the last 75 years, it is said that hundreds of dogs have jumped off the bridge and into the 50-foot ravine.
Sorry. I'm doing my Monsters Among Us.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was thinking you were doing the guy from Will Arnett. You sound like Will Arnett.
I'm Batman. As unbelievable as it seems, over the last 75 years, it is said that hundreds of dogs have jumped off the bridge and into the 50-foot ravine directly below. This bizarre activity has earned it the nicknames of the Dog Suicide Bridge and the Bridge of Death, and has spawned numerous theories as to why this happens.
Now I've shredded my voice. How's that guy do that the whole time? Gosh. That's why he talks at home. Honey, can you give me some butter?
He probably had to record with a blanket over his head in his closet where they lived in a studio apartment.
That's right.
That's how it started.
Mondo Freako.
That is weird.
Oh, man.
These dogs jump off a bridge
Right.
into a 50-foot ravine, which, you know, OSHA standards, anything over 30 foot is death.
We learned that in one of the Basement Tapes episodes.
That's right.
Check them out if you haven't heard them.
Yeah, I learned that when my friend climbed up an electric tower.
I learned that in the Thunderbirds episode.
That's right.
I'm quickly understanding there's a lot of really weird stuff that goes on that I have no clue of. I thought I was really well-versed because of all the different content I listened to around weird, strange things. But nope, it's one of the ones that no clue.
Well, it's quite sad because they don't mention any cats jumping to their deaths.
They do not.
And it seems very animal specific.
Almost like it's singling out these poor animals.
Squirrels aren't jumping to their deaths.
Nope.
Bunnies,
Nope.
foxes,
No.
badgers, no badgers.
Nope.
Maybe the wind comes through whistling and the dogs are like, what? Come here, boy. Okay. You know.
Now you're touching on some of the quiz questions.
Uh-oh. I better not get too far ahead.
Should we move into the quiz?
Sure, I guess we've already touched upon it. If we laid a finger on it, we might as well start it.
We've been kind of poking at it a little bit, smearing it with our stained fingers. So you might as well just head right into the
First
the
of
Mondo
all,
Freako Quiz.
I'm not smearing anything. That's all on you.
You haven't cut your hand yet tonight?
No, I haven't cut my hand. I'm still intact. I'm not oozing any fluids yet, so.
Fair enough.
Quiz.
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 All right, quiz question number 1. Which of the following is not one of the more down-to-earth theories, or, you know, the boring, non-paranormal type theories, that attempt to explain why dogs jump off Overtoun Bridge? Scent lure, where a strong sense of wild animals living around, perhaps in the ravine below. Optical illusion, the bridge design somehow deceiving canine depth perception. Acoustic anomalies, sounds from nature or the nearby Faslane Bay could be affecting dogs. Or dogs trying to escape tourists attempting Scottish accents.
Now, I'm supposed to pick the one that's not part of that list.
Not, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
go with the accent one then.
How did you get that right? Yeah, that's exactly it.
Everybody's doing their Sean Connery. Come here, boy. I found the cure for the 20th century and I lost it. That's a line from Sean Connery movie.
I recognize the voice.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Quiz question 2, QQ2. QQ is a new term for quiz questions.
Oh, really? QQ.
Yeah, QQ.
That sounds like some kind of cute Japanese caricature thing. QQ, come here, QQ.
What is a QQ? It's okay, girl.
It's not a kitty. It's a person.
Well, it could be a girl person.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Right?
Like Hello Kitty's not a kitty.
What?
Yeah, that's a whole thing. You look it up. It's a whole thing. That's an afternoon right there. It's a little girl. Write that down, everyone.
Yeah, I got to look into this. All right, QQ2. The scent lure theory is supported by the fact that many jumping dogs are breeds with a keen sense of smell. When tested, which of the following scents did dogs favor the most? And that were tested by people who were trying to understand what was going on at Overtoun Bridge.
Okay. They didn't throw a bunch of dogs off the bridge, did they?
They did not. No.
Okay, good. Phew. I was worried.
Which breed fell more quickly?
Yeah.
So which of these scents did dogs favor the most in their testing? Was it squirrel, mink, Cobbler Spritz Fragrance by Mondo Freako, or mouse? Squirrel, mink, Cobbler Spritz, or mouse?
Cobbler Spritz. Is there Cobbler Spritz a la mode as well? I'm just wondering.
No, strictly a fragrance. High-priced fragrance.
High priced, yeah. I am going to say Ooh, boy, this is a tough one because I can see all of them. My mind wants to say squirrel, but my heart tells me mink. So I'm going to go with mink.
Go with your heart. It is mink. In
All
fact,
right.
somehow mink got introduced to the environment around there right about the would it be the 20th century? Around the same time that these dogs started
Oh.
jumping off the bridge into the ravine.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought they'd been jumping off the bridge for eons.
No, mid-1950s to present day.
Oddly enough, that coincides with Sean Connery's career because he was in Darby O'Gill and the Little People in the 50s.
He was born on a mink ranch.
Yeah, they always said he reeked of mink.
A mink reeking son of a gun.
Mondo Freako.
All right, QQ3. What did animal behaviorist Dr. David Sands conclude was the reason dogs jump off Overtoun Bridge? Was it because of canine depression? What he termed as misadventure, in other words, accidental outcomes resulting from a combination of environmental factors, natural instincts, etc. Fairies blowing dog whistles under Overtoun Bridge,
Yeah.
or prey drive overriding a dog's sense of caution.
Prey drive. So he has to get the prey? Is that it?
Gotta get me the prey drive.
Well, again, that's a good one, I think. I'm going to go with prey drive. Yeah.
So no, unfortunately, it's misadventure.
Oh, I should have verbalized it. That was my backup. That other one sounds really good. Like they really want to get a mink.
One of the questions that comes up, it's like, okay, great, that sounds like that could be a viable theory, but why is this the only bridge in the world where dogs are doing this? Okay, this is QQ4. For anyone joining late, QQ is quiz question. What has been done to prevent dogs from jumping off the bridge? Have higher walls been constructed? Have they installed sonic mink repellent devices? Have they added warning signs advising owners to keep dogs on leash? Or is there an annual spirit cleansing performed each spring, affectionately known as Spirit Spring Cleaning?
No dart gun. I thought maybe dart gun was going to be one of them. They'll just shoot them.
Yeah, tranquilizer.
Shoot them in the rump.
Yeah.
I think they enforce the leash thing. If you don't want your dog to jump over, probably better put him on a leash.
Warning signs advising owners to keep dogs on leashes. That is correct. You're back on track. Now, as I was doing a little research about to share this video with you, if you might have noticed in that video, this guy's about to give a little video tour of Overtoun Bridge. Coming towards him is a gentleman jogging, and next to him is his little Cocker Spaniel off leash going right across Overtoun Bridge. It's like he did not read that sign, or he read the sign and said, "Sign be damned."
Well, you know, some dogs just aren't interested in the mink.
I guess.
Yeah. I would think that there's a lot of terriers jump off this bridge is my thought.
Long-snouted breeds, they tend to have better senses of smell. And I guess that makes sense. There's something about the amount of smell surface area.
It's the gun barrel theory. The longer the barrel, the more accurate. The longer the snout, the more accurate.
Oh, okay.
The riflings inside the nose of a terrier are amazing.
All right. QQ5, teed up and ready to go. I shouldn't be saying the number because we've got to edit one out.
That's right. That's right. QQ.
What important fact about the dog jumps is often overlooked by people reporting on this phenomena?
That the people in the surrounding area hold up signs to judge it?
That is not one of them.
That dog is a regular Nadia Comaneci.
First possible answer is that in the UK, sweaters are called jumpers, which leads to canine confusion.
Mm-hmm.
That's supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
Is the little reported overlooked fact that despite the number of jumps, up to 600, only about 50 dogs have died? Is it the fact that jumps only happen during full moons? Or is it because, interesting enough, dogs with Scottish ancestry seem to be immune from the bridge's effects?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say, I think it's because only 50% die. 50 out of 300 die. Yeah, whatever it was.
Correct. Yeah, we're well below 50%. Closer to 10, maybe?
You know why? The minks all break their fall.
They land on the soft minks.
They link arms like a trust fall.
A trusting band of linked minks.
This is Ryan Frank from the Baggage Podcast, and you're listening to Mondo Freako.
So yeah, all the hullabaloo about the nickname, the dog suicide bridge, all these dogs jumping to their death, but I wouldn't say a low percentage.
Yeah.
I've heard plenty of stories about dogs walking away relatively unscathed.
Mostly Chihuahuas.
The Chihuahuas are the ones that don't make it. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless they're wearing a parachute.
Now, an English bulldog, which probably couldn't get up over the edge of the bridge.
No, probably not.
Yeah. He'd have a hard time. He'd fall like a bowling ball.
No, he would probably bite it because he'd fall right head first because they're all head. A bulldog jumping off there looked like a Schmerlitz. Woo.
What is a Schmerlitz?
I'm glad you asked.
I'm not sure. I'm glad I asked, but go for it.
My understanding of what a Schmerlitz is, it's part of the new games that was made in the 60s where you take a ball and you put it in the end of a sock and you can swing it around and throw it, and it's a Schmerlitz.
Bob sent us into a researching tizzy on this one, but we finally tracked down what he was talking about. The new games emerged in the late 1960s and gained popularity in the 70s. They were focused on cooperation, non-competition, and emphasized physical activity, inclusivity, and community building. Ultimate Frisbee is one of these games that became wildly popular. Schmerlitz, on the other hand, didn't gain the same traction. The idea was for one player, the Schmerlitz tosser, to swing the sock in circles until proper twirling speed is achieved, then release it. The other player tries to catch the Schmerlitz by the tail or avoid getting hit by it. Oh, and Schmerlitz is a one-syllable word. There's no I in it. Regardless, that deserves an A+.
I thought you first said nude game, not new game.
The new games.
The new games.
The nude games was on HBO back in the 80s.
It was one of the first reality shows.
Yeah, it was one of those after dark things I used to do.
Oh, those poor
Nude
dogs.
games. Yeah, but I'm glad that you told me that they don't die that often.
Right.
I really feel bad. I feel bad for these dogs.
What you're down to now is like over the course of 75 years, 50 dogs have died. So suddenly your odds are looking pretty good.
It's not even one a year.
Yeah, not even one a year.
It's been 75 years? Wow.
The Cocker Spaniel is probably safe.
Yeah.
This is a fact that's not in the quiz, but I thought was very interesting. They seem to be jumping from a couple of different spots on the bridge. Not any place on the bridge, but what they call them parapets, I think. They kind of jut out a little bit from...
Jut out a little bit.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that the dogs seem to jump from. The rest of the bridge is pretty safe.
You know why? Because the minks come up there and they piss all over those things.
Baby, they have to climb quite a ways.
Yeah, that's okay. They got nothing to do all night. They're nocturnal. They're like, okay, who's going to climb up there and piss on the parapet?
My dog has never launched herself over top of any kind of structure.
It's terrible. I've seen them jump out of cars before.
You have?
A dog? Sure. They're like in the back of a truck or in the window,
wow.
and they launch themselves out of the car.
Oh, man.
If something's happening, it looks really interesting, possibly a mink. We don't know.
That was one of my arguments about, I don't think it's the mink because I've never seen that. Now you're saying it happens all the time and it's making me sad.
Well, not all the time, but I have seen it happen.
Okay.
So, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then, thankfully it's like some big dumb Labrador and he just gets up and walks away.
He's totally fine, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. QQ.
Oh, another one?
Oh, yeah, we got a couple more. We'll go through these fast. One paranormal explanation is that Overtoun Bridge might be a thin place. According to Celtic spirituality, what is a thin place? Is it a crossing point of ley lines where Earth's natural energies converge to create spiritual power? Is it a physical location where the veil between spiritual and physical worlds is thinner?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a druidic health club? Or is it a mystical intersection where the four elemental forces, earth, air, fire, and water, converge?
Mm. I was going to say the veil is thinnest.
That's correct. A thin place.
Yeah.
The veil between
place.
spiritual and physical worlds.
Yeah, that's what we tell the kids. You're in a thin place. Your brain's in a thin place.
Oh, I thought it was before you started taking off the belt for the whipping.
No.
You're treading in a thin place, my friend.
What are you trying to get me in trouble here? DCFS will be calling on me. I'll be like, my kids, they're all grown up.
Mondo Freako.
So this is another one. This ties into one of the other paranormally theories.
Mm-hmm.
What individual or which individual is said to haunt Overtoun House and grounds, potentially influencing these jumping dogs? Is it Lord Overtoun himself? Is it Grace Eliza McClure, the White Lady of Overtoun? Is it Abner Templeton, a former stable hand who tended to the hunting dogs? Or is it Sean Connery?
All these goddamn dogs got to go. Abner Templeton was the moronic stable boy who threw dogs off the bridge as a lark, and so the town beat him to death. I'm going to say it was the White Lady.
It was indeed Grace Eliza McClure, who was the wife of the son of the original owner of Overtoun Estate.
Everybody else went to heaven. They left her behind. You stay here, Grace.
He died suddenly, and apparently she was distraught and, I guess, wasted away in grief. Some say that she potentially lures dogs to their death. I don't know how that makes her feel better.
Yeah, well, because she threw her husband off the bridge, so...
That might be the cause of his untimely death.
Because he looked kind of like a bulldog, and so right on the noggin. He looked like a schmurl that's falling off that bridge.
Like a nudist swirling a schmerlitz. Nudist swirling schmerlitz.
Nudist swirling schmerlitz.
Say that 4 times. We've created a tongue twister on this very episode. I did hear a recount of a woman's experience, and of course, secondhand through another podcast, but this woman who was interviewed after her dog jumped claimed that the dog was fixated on something that was above the wall of the side of the bridge and was just sort of staring.
Possibly Grace McClure.
Exactly.
Grace Eliza McClure is picking up dogs and throwing them off the bridge.
Whirling them by their tails like they were schmerlitzes.
Like they're schmerlitzes, exactly. This is like one of the saddest stories we've had to talk about.
It's interesting, that's for sure.
I'm glad that we're less than one a year who launches themselves off the bridge.
If you do the math, it's more than one that does the launching.
Oh, that's true. The dies from launching themselves.
I've been at work on a new technology.
Okay.
And I thought we might break it out for this episode. It's taken a while. The assistants and I, we've been hard at work at the Mondo Freako workshop. And we have the ability at this point to tune into what we have called the Freako Frequency.
Okay. The Freako Frequency, okay.
We tune into this frequency, and it allows us to communicate with entities beyond normal perception.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm thinking today we may try, if you're willing to just sort of sit back and listen, I'm going to try to get this thing fired up. I worked in some limited testing.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to contact the spirit of Overtoun Bridge.
Oh, Rob is going to contact the Overtoun Bridge.
Contact the spirit of Overtoun Bridge. Let's see if I can tune this thing in here. Okay. There we go. Okay, it's humming. Let's see if this works. Maggie, keep your fingers crossed. Spirit of Overtoun Bridge, are you with us tonight?
I'm always here.
Freaking Maggie.
I'm cement and stone, for Christ's sake. Where am I going?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, spirit. Is it a sir? I don't want to assume. Or are you a male spirit?
What do I care? I'm a bridge. Everybody walks on me. It's a terrible life.
Well, you've got a deep voice. I'm just assuming some sort of a male entity. So over the years, spirit of Overtoun Bridge, hundreds of dogs have jumped from your parapets. Do you have any insight onto why this is happening?
No.
Do you have any theories?
I've no idea. Everything scurries around me, and it's just horrible. It feels like I've got bugs all over me all the time.
Oh, okay.
Large bugs. If I could take a stab at this.
Yes. What do you think? You've seen this firsthand.
I think that they're looking for trolls.
Trolls?
They're confused. These dogs don't know geography. They think they're in Norway.
So there are no trolls under you.
No, not as far as I'm concerned. There's no trolls, but
Yeah.
there could be.
It could be.
I don't have eyes. I just have bricks.
But do you sense them? Can you hear anything?
Something's scratching its back pretty good down there, and I'm afraid that I don't want to say anything, because who knows what'll happen.
Well, if the bridge started talking, I think the story would go beyond just the dogs.
If there's something large underneath you scratching on you, you don't really want to take chances. Just let them finish and hope they go on their way.
Take note of the wisdom of the Overtoun Bridge. Just a few more questions, sir. I could tell you're probably not used to these kinds of communications.
I'm about ready to take a nap.
We have you here. I just want to give you a chance to speak to what's going on.
I'm going nowhere.
How do you feel about being known as the Dog Suicide Bridge?
I didn't even realize people called me that.
Okay, we'll pretend that I didn't say that then. It's fine.
I think it's a horrible name, and it's Suicide Bridge. What is this?
Well...
Couldn't we just say it's the Overtoun Self-Harm Bridge, perhaps?
So Grace Eliza McClure...
Oh, that bitch.
So she hangs around you often. That was one of the...
Yeah, she floats around, and and she's always asking, where's the minks? Like, I know.
Yeah.
I'm not the mink keeper. Watch out for that McClure lady. She'll toss your dog right off.
So
She's a dog tosser.
You do think that she's the cause?
That's what the slang is. You know, in Britain, they say you're a tosser.
Oh.
There you go.
That's how that phrase came about is...
Grace McClure, she's a tosser.
Do you have any message to the dog owners who plan to visit you in the future?
I would say, stay home. No need to travel and see this. Save your dog's life and don't come here.
Right. Well, it's sound advice based on, what we know of.
Who brings their dog across the continent to come here just to see if it'll jump? What kind of weird, sick, twisted bastard?
I could see we probably overstayed our communication welcome. You seem to be tired.
I gotta take a nap.
So we're going to let you go. We really appreciate you.
Oh, Christ, here comes a Cushman. Holy moly.
Well, it does appear that the Freako Frequency does work, and we were able to have, as you heard, that relatively brief conversation, but very insightful, Bob. I don't know if you caught all that or not.
It was great. I didn't realize the bridges could talk.
He was getting a little bit cranky at the end.
Yeah, that's right.
We didn't want to ask too many questions. First of all, I was just amazed that the technology worked, and then I just felt a sense of privilege to be probably the first person to ever have a direct conversation with the spirit of Overtoun Bridge.
Mondo Freako.
All right, so is it time for Freakin A or No Freakin Way?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I almost forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's obviously a Freakin A because it happens. It literally, there's 50 dogs that are dead. We can't lose sight of that, can we?
Freakin A. I think something paranormal is going on here. To your point, dogs are jumping. We know that's happening. This is totally unique. As far as I know, there's nowhere else where dogs are doing something similar. You'd think there'd be at least one other instance. I was going to land on the side that something abnormal is happening here. So yeah, Freakin A, something weird.
I would tend to agree, although we should disagree at some point in time in the future, just so you know.
Okay, fair enough.
I would say Freakin A because it doesn't make sense, and I'm really glad that most of these dogs live. That's my thing. So I'm glad it's not where they jump off the bridge and they burst into flames or something paranormal like that.
That would be an easier decision on the road to Freakin A. Yeah, I very much land on the side of Freakin A, but if you ask me which of those particular theories do I think is most likely, having heard all this information of different paranormal scenarios, none of them seem to make a lot of sense either.
No, even the mink thing. I mean, I know minks are stinky, but I can't believe the minks are that much more smelly or more interesting for dogs that they would jump off of a bridge. There's got to be more to the story.
Then it would be more like, oh, yes, this is typical dog mink behavior, right? We see it everywhere where dogs are acting unnaturally because there are minks near. All right. We've wrapped up Overtoun Bridge dog topic, and now it's time to fire up the Mondo Freako Randomizer to see what we're going to cover next episode.
Mondo
Freako
Randomizer.
So we're going clockwise. We get to go in the alien/UFO category. You ready? You want me to do this or do you want to do it?
Oh, you go right ahead. I'm watching. See if it works.
All right, I'm going to pull the randomizer handle.
Ooh.
Levelland.
We're stuck in the 50s.
The Levelland UFO Case.
Levelland UFO Case. That is puzzling. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Levelland.
What if it's
like
by
Legoland?
Legoland? No, we said that at the exact same time.
Pickle.
Jinx. Mink jinx.
That's what the minks say whenever the dogs jump off the bridge.
They cross their little fingers and say mink jinx.
Wow, interesting. Levelland UFO Case 1957. So we're back in the 50s. Stuck in the 50s here. I'm going to blame the minks.
Make sure to check out the basement tapes if you're looking for more Mondo Freako content.
Tune in next time for Levelland UFO on Mondo Freako. Cue the music, maestro. Hey, you made it. I knew you could do it. Thanks for listening to Mondo Freako. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, wherever there's those buttons that say subscribe. You might try it on YouTube as well.
You can connect with us on all social media platforms. Just look for Mondo Freako Podcast. And don't forget to join our Facebook group.
Our contact information is in the show notes if you'd like to get in touch. I'd be happy to talk to you in my spare time. Want to support the show? Leave us a rating, a review, a thumbs up, a thumbs down, a middle finger. All these things help people find us.
And don't forget to check out our basement tapes. These are the original conversations that turned into Mondo Freako.
Available wherever you get those podcast thingies.
See you next show.
You freak.
He goes leaping out of the boat, and he climbs a coconut tree, and he pulls a fresh coconut out of the leaves, comes scurrying back down, got this big machete knife.
Oh, my bad. Oh. I like a good still water. You ever had a good still water?
Auto Cruise Jr.
Auto Cruise Jr.